Well, a very good morning. Thanks for clicking on to the July Outlook edition of Vogan's US Outlook. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of June. We, of course, have seen record-breaking heat across the southwest, across the Plain States, and a bit of back and forth further north and east. But it does look as if we are going to be talking about more in the way of heat, I think, for areas of the country such as the northeast as we push through the month of July. What we're going to start to see is we're going to see the feedback, the overall dynamics kicking in as the atmosphere becomes more in that kind of mature warm season state. We see the feedback of the oceans kicking in, and of course where the ground is wettest we see coolest, where the ground is driest we see the warmest. And it looks as if we are going to start to retrograde that high further and further west. It looks as if it's going to be quite a warm July, I think, for the southwest, for the western side of the country. And I think we are going to see a little bit more of a mixed bag here, stretching from Texas all the way to the Carolinas here. The northeast, I think there's going to be come and go. There's going to be fronts pushing through, but also I think we're going to see surges of heat. And the reason being is we've got drought conditions now over the northeastern half of the country, and I think that is where the heat is going to try and go to periodically through the month of July. So the CFSV2 looks like this for July, the 500 millibar height anomalies. Rainfall wise, how's it looking? Well, it's looking as if we are going to see a wet Texas, wet Florida, dry in the interior southeast, of course, and we're going to start to see wetter conditions, according to this model, of course, over the northeastern half of the country. But over the last 30 to 40 days, even though we've seen spells of wet weather, we have seen a drying trend, and that will have influence on the atmosphere as we enter the second and the middle part of the summer season. So it looks as if we are going to see the high that has been producing temperatures of 122 in areas such as Palm Springs. We've also been seeing temperatures up to 118 in Phoenix, 126 in Death Valley, 124, which was an all-time record in Blythe, California, a couple of days ago. Looks as if that high, as we end the month of June, will ease east and then back westwards once again. And I think that's what we're going to see during the month of July overall. And we are going to, of course, start to see the southwest monsoon kicking in. We're seeing that now over the western side of Mexico here. You tend to find as we go from June into July, the progression northwards of increased dew points and rainfall starts to kick in here. Finally, the 2-meter temperature anomalies of the CFSV2 looks like this. As what you would expect, the wet ground causing a shadow effect over Texas and the southern plain states. Always warmer up the western side, across the top, and down the eastern side of the United States. And I think we are going to see spells of mid and even upper 90s in the I-95 corridor during the month of July. We're going to see spells of heat across the northern and central tier. We are going to see spells of hot weather across Texas, but I think it is going to be tempered somewhat. It is going to be short-lived heat because of that wet ground effect. But what I do think is going to happen, folks, is I think we're going to start to dry things out over Texas during the month of July, especially the second half of July, and that could lead to a pretty warm August. But that's another story for another day. Overall, I think we're going to have a hot west and also spells of hot in the northeastern half of the country as well. So it's going to be a mixed bag. There is going to be cool, going to be heat, wet, dry, typical summer conditions really across the country through the month of July. That's it for today. Do check out the written July 2016 Outlook on the website. Thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube as well, give the website a try if you haven't already done so, and there's a lot more information on there as well. That's it. Have a great day. Bye for now.